Hi everyone. For my library time assignment, I created a Christmas themed program that I envision as one in a series of 4. All the programs focus on different winter holidays, including Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and other winter celebrations. They include reading 3 books with craft time and refreshments at the end, all of which reflect the theme of the library time. For example, for the Christmas program, I have included directions for crafts that involve making ornaments or wreaths using a simple paper plate and different materials to decorate it with. I have here 2 examples that I made. Here's the ornament. Sorry about that. I used crayons and glitter glue because it's what we had at my house. And here's what the wreath would look like. Again, using crayons and glitter glue, but the kids could use whatever materials the librarians choose to provide. When the program is geared towards younger children, like I have done for this assignment, the program will also include finger plays to alleviate any boredom or restlessness they might have from sitting still. For this Christmas themed program, I focus on books that examine different Christmas traditions. It's geared towards children ages 3 to 7 and runs approximately 30 to 45 minutes. It includes 3 books, as I said before, beginning with this one, Nona Tell Me a Story by Lydia Bastianich. Its description can be found in my handout. And the second one is this one right here, An Early American Christmas by Tomie dePaola. And then the last one that I chose and that I'm going to read to you today is Santa's Christmas Journey by Roger Brooke. This is a story of how once a year I fly round the world with my 7 reindeer and bring to each child in each house in each land a wrapped Christmas present delivered by hand. Of course, there are secrets that I cannot tell, like the specially marvelous magical spell that I cast when I order my reindeer to fly several hundreds of miles in the blink of an eye, or the trick that I use when I make myself thin if a chimney is so small it's too tight to get in, and another if there is no chimney at all, when I squeeze through a keyhole and into a hall. And I can't tell you how I get zillions of toys for millions and millions of good girls and boys on just one little sleigh, but I'll tell you this much. As I load on each present, I squeeze it a touch, which makes it shrink to the size of a pea, so small that it's not always easy to see. And of course, as I pull each one out of the sack, with my next bit of magic, the right size comes back. By the way, I expect you have probably guessed that of all of my magic, the trick that's the best is the way that I know just where all of you live, and exactly what each of you wants me to give. My magic address book knows just where you are, and it knows if you wish for a doll or a car. It remembers your brothers and sisters as well, though just how it works, I'm afraid I won't tell. Well, last year there were so many presents to bring, and one of the bells on our sleigh wouldn't ring, that we left the North Pole rather flustered and late, and were still over Finland at 8:15. Then Sweden and Norway and Denmark were slow, with their mountains and fjords and forests and snow. At 9 over Holland it started to rain. It was pouring in France. There were hailstorms in Spain. And although I had hoped to leave Europe by 7, we didn't reach England till nearly 11. We flew up the Thames, coming in from the west, checked the time by Big Ben. That's the clock I like best. Then straight to my work and to each London house, through apartments, hotels, keeping quiet as a mouse. Very soon I had finished. Then off to the coast, through each cottage and farmhouse with my Christmas post, through the Midlands to Scotland, from Cornwall to Crewe, into cities and villages, hospitals too. After Ireland, we soon reached the Rock of Gibraltar. The following wind blew us swiftly to Malta, over Africa's jungles for thousands of miles, past sleeping giraffes, rhinos, lions, crocodiles. By the time we hit Cape Town, the night air was hot. Did I need my fur coat? Why, most certainly not. Then across the Atlantic to raging Cape Horn, and over the Andes at 2 in the morn. I knew that the children asleep in Brazil would had left me hot coffee to keep out the chill. As we passed Puerto Rico, I reached in my sack to give my good reindeer their halfway round snack, while I ate a mince pie, Christmas cake, and some dates to build up my strength for the United States. For that is the country which takes the most work, especially the skyscrapers up in New York. All those thousands of stairs to be climbed up and down, delivering Christmas gifts all over town, to the children who sleep on the very top floors, as well as to those who sleep down near the doors. When we flew up to Maine, there was thick snow and frost, and a sack full of toys very nearly got lost when it fell off the sleigh as we hit bumpy ground, coming in through a blizzard on Long Island Sound. Next in Canada, I had a bit of a fall when we bounced through high winds as we neared Montreal. But at 3 the moon rose in the east, which was lucky, for it lit our way over the hills of Kentucky, past Kansas, Detroit, and South Bend, Indiana, through Nebraska, Nevada, and on to Montana. All America's children were given their toys, all those millions of girls and those millions of boys. When at last we had finished, I waved them goodbye, including one smart little girl in Hawaii who had been rather naughty and not gone to sleep, and had opened one eye as I started to creep to her stocking. Now, peeping is just not allowed, so with one magic word, spoken not very loud, I sent her to sleep, making sure it would seem that her seeing me there had just been a nice dream. Onward we raced. Now our speed was terrific. In 25 seconds we crossed the Pacific to New Zealand, New Guinea, the Isle of Fiji, then down to Australia at 4:33. Out there Christmas comes in the summer, so we parked our sleigh on the beach and cooled off in the sea. Next off to the north through Hong Kong and Japan, then back across India and Afghanistan. Now at last my brave reindeer were tired and worn, and we flew up Arabia into the dawn. Beneath us the Holy Land peacefully lay, much the same as it had on the first Christmas Day. There was just one more thing that I knew I must do. It wouldn't take more than a minute or two. As I shook out my sack in Jerusalem Square, 50 toys tumbled out that should not have been there. There were ones I had missed in the rush and the hurry, but I'd known this would happen, so I didn't worry. With the last of my tricks, I had soon put it right. Each was sent to its stocking in magical flight. So that is what happens on each Christmas Eve. When we fly around the world, and I know you'll believe that when I and my reindeer can finally rest, the thing which is nicest and pleases us best is to think of the millions of warm, happy faces, opening thousands of presents in millions of places, and to know that again, at the end of this year, we have brought each one of you our Christmas cheer. I wish you guys Christmas cheer as well, and hope everybody has happy holidays.